Yo, what's going on, y'all? My name is Alex, and we officially have a matchup set for the second round. After sweeping the Brooklyn Nets, the Philadelphia 76ers are set up to match up against the Boston Celtics, who just finished off the Atlanta Hawks. This is a series we all saw coming and have been looking forward to it since both of these teams have very high hopes of making it to the finals. So how do these teams match up? Let's talk about it. Before we start though, if you do end up enjoying this video, make sure to like and sub. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs by the end of the year, so it'd mean a lot. Anyways, let's get started. So let's first look at the 76ers, and unfortunately, they will yet again have to face their star player and MVP favorite Joel Embiid, possibly missing the start of the series and even playing throughout the series with a knee injury. If Embiid is gone in Game 1 but comes back in Game 2, and you can tell he isn't 100%, I think it will make this so much more difficult for the 76ers to make it past this series. Luckily, the 76ers have some solid supporting cast around Embiid with James Harden and Tyrese Maxey, who can both score and play make at a very high level, and Tobias Harris, who has been great in the playoffs so far, not only as an off-ball shooter but also through his ISOs and post-up scoring. The 76ers defense is also pretty good with or without Embiid. You got guys like Anthony Melton, Paul Reed, PJ Tucker, and Jalen McDaniels, and if Embiid is going to miss that first game, I think the 76ers could stay afloat just for a bit in Game 1 through their defense, and then you can have James Harden or Tyrese Maxey take over in that Game 1 and possibly get you a steal of a game on the road, and then hopefully that will allow Embiid to return in Game 2. But the 76ers will have a lot on their plate because this Boston team has a very good chance at making it to the finals, and a lot of that has to do with their duo of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. These guys can straight up get buckets on any given night, and they are also great defensively. But what puts them over the top is that the Celtics are probably the deepest team in the league, and all of their players as of right now are all healthy and up and running. Around Tatum and Brown is 6th man of the year Malcolm Brogdon, 2 elite defensive guards who can also space out the floor and play make in Marcus Smart, and Derek White, who has quietly been their 3rd best player this year with improvements on the offensive end, alongside some versatile bigs who can defend like Robert Williams, and who can also space out the floor like Al Horford and Grant Williams. The Celtics match up extremely well against the 76ers, and it's because of all of their versatility at almost every single position, and even if Embiid does play this entire series starting from Game 1, I still think that the 76ers will ultimately lose this series. Even if we assume that Embiid is ready to go for Game 1, I don't believe he will be completely 100%, so this is already an advantage for the Celtics. Also, with how big the Celtics can be with Tatum, Horford, and Robert Williams all on the floor together, I think this can make things really difficult on Joel Embiid, who wasn't even being that aggressive and looking for his shot against the Nets, who ran small ball and double teamed him constantly. The Celtics won't be doubling every time against Embiid like the Nets did. They will give him some different looks, and while Embiid will still get his own, I don't think it will be easy for him. I think Harden will especially have a hard time because against the Nets, he was terribly inefficient as a scorer, and with defenders like Smart, like Derek White, like Jaylen Brown, and even Jason Tatum, I would not be surprised if he continues to be inefficient. He was still distributing the ball very well against the Nets, and I think that will continue to happen, but the 76ers need Harden to step up as a scorer to have a better shot because Embiid will have some rough patches, and you can't have 2 guys of their caliber not performing well and still expecting to win those games. On the Celtics side of things, my only concern for them has to do with Tatum and Brown. Can they continue to be dynamic scorers on a consistent basis? And can their limitations as passers and playmakers lead them past the 76ers? However, even if one of Brown or Tatum struggle scoring the ball, again, they just have too much depth to the point where I think other guys can contribute and make up for it. Derek White has been fantastic all season, and in that first round against the Hawks, he was giving you about 20 points per game on some really great efficiency. Marcus Smart in that series against the Hawks was also giving you 16 to 17 points a game, so the Celtics in general just have a really great diet of who's scoring the ball. Even though Tatum is giving you 30 and Brown, even though was giving you 20 against the Hawks, he can definitely give you more based off what we saw in the regular season. I also believe the coaching is in the favor of the Celtics because throughout the course of the series, I don't believe Doc Rivers will be able to make the right adjustments to put the 76ers in the right spot to win. That's just something that he's shown, whether it's not subbing in defenders when you need defense or shooters when you need spacing. Doc will find a way to screw up, and I think that's going to hurt the 76ers in a couple of games where they lose by single digits, and those tiny adjustments could have won them the game. I had originally picked this series to go to 7 in Celtics' favor, but because of the new Joel Embiid injury and Harden just looking really bad against the Nets, I actually have the Celtics in 6th now. I just think Boston's coaching, defense, and depth is just ultimately going to be the downfall of the 76ers, especially if Embiid is not going to be 100% and if Harden is just not going to be a consistent scorer. The Celtics just need to win one road game, and I believe by the time we get to Game 5, the Celtics should be up 3-2, and they'll be going into Philadelphia's court, and I think they'll win that Game 6. Well, those are my thoughts on the matchup of the 76ers versus the Boston Celtics. Let me know down below what y'all think. I'm going to be continuing to make videos throughout the playoffs, so if you want to keep in the loop and see what I have to say about different matchups or different storylines going on, make sure to like and sub. Again, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs by the end of the year, so it'd really mean a lot. Anyways, I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.